I feel extremely lucky looking back that I've, matched here, and can really say that, we pay attention to culture, and we are invested in making this not just an excellent place clinically, but a place where people can find joy in what they do and how they're being trained.
The vibe I got during interviews was that there were people here who were invested in making the program a success, and they were invested in our future. And I knew that when it came time to go to fellowship, that the leadership was going to be on our side, and they were going to pick up the phone and make the phone call that was needed, and kind of give us all the tools we need to succeed to get into fellowship.
Absolutely, yeah.
In this program, whatever the fellowship you want to match into, or if it's a generalist track you want to take, whatever you want to do, I think there are all the tools here to be successful.
This was actually the last interview that I had, and it was really actually invigorating to be here. I felt a sense of family amongst the residents and the staff that you don't always see in every place that you visit. That was something that was really important for me to have, and I'm glad I'm here because I definitely feel like I found it.
As soon as I came here, I absolutely fell in love. I fell in love with the patients, I fell in love with all of the members of the staff, with all of the residents, and I instantly felt like I was already part of the family, so I knew that at that moment I definitely wanted to come here.
As part of the growth of the department here at South Shore University Hospital, we have had the opportunity to hire many new faculty members, both as general OBGYNs as well as subspecialists. And part of that hiring and growth of the faculty has really come along with it the growth of attendings who want to teach residents. And that has just grown our faculty in such a favorable way in terms of teaching residents and the ability for our residents to feel like they contribute to the development and growth of our department.
We started here, the four of us, with just Dr. Finnemore and Dr. Schwartz, and then the two of them were able to build a small army of people to support us, to teach us, to kind of help us get to this place.
But also incorporating all of our resources, our subspecialists, as our department has grown, and bring them on board. And now we literally have a 2-year curriculum in all of the subspecialties, and it takes getting the commitment of an entire department to really believe in investing their personal time in our education, and I think it's great.
Our emphasis here has been the exposure of our residents to more complicated cases earlier on in their training. We feel that by exposing residents in their first and second year to more advanced cases, it just makes them more comfortable as they go through their training, with ultimately the goal being that when they complete training, they are really prepared to handle any kind of obstetric or gynecologic scenario that they encounter while they're in practice or in training in the future.
I definitely think it was also very helpful that we had that early exposure, to a lot of surgeries, from the get-go, from our intern year. I remember my first night on nights, I got thrown into a BPC section with one of the attendings here, and he's like, I'll walk you through it, and walk through the entire procedure, and I felt very comfortable and very supported through the whole thing, and it was just a great experience. And then, scrubbing to laparoscopies in the first year, I think was very helpful, especially leading up to second year as well.
I feel like it's a big aspect of it is the fact that we're just exposed to these subspecialties so early. We had urogyn within the first couple of months, we're already on our oncology rotation, which are two very surgically heavy subspecialties, and just getting to sit on the robot console even as a practice with the attendings, and even with the Hofstra med students, I think was a great opportunity as well.
Yeah. It's been really awesome this year, feeling the trust from the attendings that I can do things that I didn't expect to do until much later in residency as a second year, which would, obviously I'm still only a second year, so I haven't gotten there yet, but I anticipate that will help once I'm a third and fourth year feel really comfortable with these surgical procedures that I maybe otherwise would not have gotten so much experience with.
I think one of the most positive things about being a new program is the ability to make rapid changes within the program. We've really had a culture here where we're looking for resident feedback and input to constantly grow adjust to the people that we have here, adjust to the residents that are currently in the program, and make those changes fairly quickly.
So Dr. Fenimore, program director, and Dr. Slater, our assistant program director, we actually meet with them a lot, which I think is unique to our program, that we meet with them constantly. We get a lot of feedback, and I think the fact that you're able to meet with your program director and have a discussion about anything with them, I think is very valuable, especially in the newer program. It shows that they're very receptive to feedback and they're consistently thinking about what could be better.
To be fortunate enough to have at least one of our administrators who's on the floor consistently all the time around, seeing us, talking to us, like keeping up with us, it makes things a lot better.
That's a very important point, that our residency is more resident focused and less program. Like it's not just this is the program, this is how we're going to do things, but it's like, well, but like how do you guys want to do things? How do you guys want to develop the program? You guys are the founding classes. Like
we've been there like every step of the way. So it's like one thing to say yes, they're adaptive, yes, they are changing things. But there's another like thing to also say that we were part of it. We were there and we were present the entire time at the table.
Amongst the residents, we all know each other really well. The other thing is that the leadership knows you well as well, and they know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you need to work on, what's kind of going on with you. And I think sometimes maybe we don't always give them as much credit because they know when when we're going through something or when we're freaking out. And
my name is Dr. Kristen Demertzis. I'm the Director of Resident Mentorship for the OBGYN Residency Program at South Shore University Hospital and Huntington Hospital. I'm a clinical neuropsychologist by background. My principal aim is to support the professional development of the residents, and I do so in a variety of ways. So Dr. Fenimore and I have created the Professionalism and Wellness Skills Curriculum, or PAWS curriculum, and that's something that we do with a full residency complement during their protected didactic time. And it incorporates evidence-based strategies for promoting wellness, enhancing behaviors that are consistent with professionalism expectations, addressing diversity and inclusion, humanism in medicine, financial management during residency, and a myriad of other topics. I also meet with each PGY level monthly for a process group, and I work with residents one-on-one on an as-needed basis and a variety of other functions to support our aims in the department of being an outstanding place to go to work, to receive care, and to learn how to provide that care.
It's definitely more of like a wellness position. She just happens to be a neuropsychologist, and that's not how it's filtered in before I came to the residency. But it's been so much more than that. She's involved in research, involved in like our academic affairs, our rotations, our interactions with our attendings, with our administrators, with our faculty. Like, she's pretty much involved in everything.
I think it just makes us different, having someone that's able to help us develop professionally, handle situations that sometimes you just don't have anyone that's there to be able to talk to you through situations and help guide you to make the right choice, or like how could things have gone better, help facilitate discussions. I think that's a huge part of transitioning through residency, and she's made it very much easier on us to get through, transitioning to becoming an intern and becoming a senior and taking on new responsibilities and handling it well.
Dr. Demertzis has a whole, not only individual support and group support, but also, professionalism courses as part of our didactics, I think is something very unique to our situation, and something that I truly value, because it's one thing to, have goals to try to not be malignant place and try to be able to have good mentorship skills, but it's another to actually have curriculum that focuses on those types of relationships and diversity and inclusion. So I think those are really great things too.
I'm a Latina and first doctor of the family, and it just makes me so happy because I see residents who look just like me, who are from similar backgrounds, same for attendings and same for nursing staff, and scrub techs, everyone. And so just having that, especially in a population who looks just like that as well, just makes me really happy, not just for us, but also for all the patients that are here.
Some of our seniors, who didn't speak a word of Spanish, coming in now can effectively triage as well. Exactly. So it's something that you pick up whether you realize it or not. So it's great. Yeah. I think I'm just pleasantly surprised about how well we all get along.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? None of us come from the same walks of life. Literally none of us have a similar background whatsoever. Yeah. But I feel we mesh really well.